Hi Summer, this is going to be some feedback from me on your technology manuscript that you prepared. As you're moving forward, these are just some suggested comments that I'd invite you to look at in preparation for submitting your manuscript. So first of all, I really like that you started out with a sort of quote that sort of frames exactly, what the topic is you're going to talk about, and, I think you've really done a nice job in this introduction of saying, okay, here's really why I'm introducing this particular topic in this manuscript at this time. So the first thing is, if you have a page number for a direct quote, remember you need to add it here. So right after this 2012, you should add a comma in the page number where you sought this quote from. I'm not one who typically says go ahead and start your piece off with a direct quote. So if there's something you could do that gives us a sentence or some sort of introduction to what it is you're talking about here, where this quote is drawn from, then go ahead and add some transition. So you might say something like, as one administrator pointed out, or as one campus administrator pointed out, and then use the quote or something like that. But give us some sort of an intro so you don't just sort of plop down that quote and start us right off. I think you have, a good start to this introduction. Since you're introducing Involvio, which is a new app, go ahead and take us to a website, and I'm going to just sort of look up right now if we have one. Yeah, and so I would say, go ahead and hyperlink to Involvio's website directly from your article. So the first time you sort of talk about it, in parentheses, give us a direct link. It looks really, really cool, and I think, someone's going to want to actually sort of go right to it. There's also a link here for orientation directors in terms of how they can get access to it. When you're talking about orientation directors later in the paper, right here, give us a link directly to more information for orientation directors on that site. So this is an online journal that you're going to be submitting to for publication. You should be able to hyperlink right into the sources, and someone reading your piece could just go ahead and click on it right there. And that is one of the areas where I think you could really sort of expand your manuscript. I think you've got a really good outline and a really good start here, but give us some examples of campuses where it is being used today. Drexel is one that sort of pops up, I believe, because that's where it was created, but if there's a way to link to Drexel's orientation site where perhaps they talk about Involvio or they encourage others to use Involvio, go ahead and link to that. Show us an example of an institution or two that's using it already. The other thing is, give us a little bit more detail on the different features. So we see here, when you go in, you have the opportunity to, track your schedule, track events on campus, get connected through Facebook. I think you might have a paragraph each on the different benefits, of each of these different features. So I would actually encourage you to go back in. It's funny that you're showing up as having liked this on my page here. Give us a little bit more detail on the features. So what are some of the unique things about the site? And you might even just sort of bullet those out for us somewhere in your discussion of the implications or in your discussion of, content area. So play around with that a little bit, but there's two sort of major things. One is, give us an example of an institution that's using it already, and if you can, link to some sort of resource page where they share that information. And the second thing is to go ahead and provide us with some more details about the unique features of the app and how you believe you can use it as a higher ed professional and a student affairs professional. Otherwise, I think you've done a good job. You have some minor sort of formatting issues, again, with making sure you have page numbers for direct quotes and not starting off with a direct quote, but otherwise, I think you have a really nice, straightforward piece here that with a little bit more of enhancement is going to be a strong manuscript that, someone's going to be interested in reviewing. So, good work.